let's talk a little bit about the registry and the jurisdiction and why you've done so well. So many of us will talk about the political stability of the jurisdiction, the quality of the legal services here. But from where you sit, there must be other things and other reasons why your clients come to you as a register. What would those be?
Well, if you look at it as all the territories have the same legal structure under which they operate their respective registers. So there's no differences in requirements, no differences in standards. So it comes down to efficiencies and being able to be responsive to clients, because aircraft on the ground doesn't serve any purpose. They need to be flying, and being able to issue required certification for aircraft to be kept operational and do it efficiently, especially when you're working with jurisdictions that are 9 hours time difference. It makes a big difference. So I think the efficiencies that we have developed and have in our systems have helped us to be successful in that area.
What would you say, Nikki, is the thing that really set you apart?
Sherice, I think not only for transitions, but for traditional operations and the register, or response time or efficiency, and our innovation. We use that to develop a bespoke electronic platform that we've deemed VPC Online, which is our registration marks. That allows clients to globally transact basically 24/7. Because we deal with a lot of different jurisdictions, a lot of different time zones, it's important that we can have that reaction time, that people can actually file within their operating hours, their working hours, and not have to wait until we're in office. We've also been able to use that platform to reflect our regulatory code, what's specific to our procedures and processes. So it's different than any other large or small register anywhere else globally. It's very much a bespoke, customized tool for us.
Cayman has Category 1 status. But tell us what that means, because we throw that word around.
The Category 1 status is from the United States, America, FAA, and they introduced a categorization program based on the level of oversight that each jurisdiction has over their aviation industry. So it's not the operators themselves, but the Aviation Authority of that jurisdiction. Under their program, they have three categories. You have a Category 1, which allows you to fly unrestricted into the United States, your operators to fly unrestricted into the United States. You have a Category 2 designation, which provides you to fly into the United States, but with many restrictions. Restrictions could be that you're limited to certain destinations. It could even be that you can't change your aircraft type. It could be that you can't increase your fleet size. So Category 2 has many restrictions. Category 3 means you're unsafe, you're not coming. So for the Cayman Islands, under the regime that we have with the UK's oversight and the autonomy given to us as a jurisdiction, we have a Category 1 status, and that allows Cayman Airways to fly into the United States unrestricted, or any other carrier that have a Cayman AOC.
So that Category 1 status really is a test of you as the regulator.
Yes, it is.
We talked a lot about the AOC holders, the people that you've issued air operator certificates to operate Cayman Islands, to operate aircraft commercially. But we have a number of carriers that fly into Grand Cayman. We have British Airways, American Airlines, Delta, United. do you have a level of oversight for those carriers that fly into here on a daily basis? How does that work from an oversight perspective?
Yes, we do. And we have a process where we would do what we call ramp checks. So each carrier that flies in here is given a permission as a foreign operator to operate commercial air transport into their jurisdiction. And that permission is granted by this authority, the Civil Aviation Authority. That could be seen more as an economic terms, but also there is a certain level of safety oversight involved in that permission. You have to ensure that any carrier, no matter what jurisdiction they come from, that they are authorized by their respective aviation authorities to conduct those commercial operations. When we issue permission, we have to get all the documents and to ensure that they are valid before we can issue permission to those operators. We do carry out safety checks, as we refer to as ramp checks, and it would mean our inspectors going on the ramp and approaching an aircraft and inspecting their documents and pilot's licensing, and again to ensure that that operation has all the required certificates from their respective aviation authorities to operate.
And you do that for each aircraft that lands here, or you do it randomly? How does it work?
It's randomly, and it's on a risk assessment basis, and there have been times when we've had to deny aircraft from taking passengers out of here because their certificates and documents were not in order. It's not the norm, but it happens. And that's why even when we referred to the operations and our involvement during the COVID era, where there were air ambulances and cargo operators coming in, we had to ensure that they had the approvals from their respective aviation authorities to conduct those operations.
What's a gray charter?
A gray charter is an operator who presents himself as an air transport operator with the certification from his aviation authority to conduct those types of operations, and he really doesn't. So it's a sort of a pirate operation, and it happens in the aviation world, and unfortunately, and we have to be very vigilant.
So I really have you to thank, because I have no means of checking that myself as a passenger on a plane. So we rely very heavily on you. We put our lives in your hands as the regulator.